All right, with that said, let's prepare to vote on this item. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Okay, Mr. Buscaino, you have a bunch of big fellas here, and we're very interested to see who these guys might be. They look a little bit like champions, but
Yes, sir, Mr.
I'm
President.
gonna let you explain. But
the Narbonne High School
city
and state
look
champions here, football champions. Give them a round
Let's
of applause and a welcome
applause
to the John Ferraro Council Chambers. You know, we've been watching live, or not live, but maybe tape delay on NBC on the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang in Korea, South Korea. And we, if you look at the athletes, the United States swept all the snowboarding events. And two of our locals, Sean White, Chloe Kim, brought home the gold on their respective events. But today we are here to celebrate some scholar athletes who brought the gold home to our great city, our Narbonne football gauchos. Give them another round of applause to recognize these scholar athletes. They took home the City of Los Angeles and the Division 1A State of California championship. Last fall, the Gauchos won the LA City Section Championship by beating Crenshaw 48-7. I believe Mr. Marquise Harris and I, we should have done a bet on, like, I don't know, I'd like maybe eat at one of your restaurants. Okay, maybe next, anytime. They also went on to beat Pittsburgh High School from Northern California in the CIF Championship game. After rallying, they were down 21 points, and they beat them by 28-21. I was telling the athletes here, I was glued to my TV watching on Fox Sports their amazing come-from-behind victory. And the Gauchos, get this call, the Gauchos have won the LA City Section Championship 4 times in the last 5 years and the CIF State Championship twice in the last 4 years. Now, if that's not a dynasty, Mr. President, I don't know what is. But it's all due in large to the leadership of our coach here, Mr. Douglas, Coach Douglas, and his amazing team. Their successful season was a collective effort of the coaching staff and the school administration led by Principal Kabata, who's here, and of course these incredible scholar athletes before you. Victory is never easy. It's only possible through resiliency in the face of struggle and pain. And there's no better example of resiliency than that of 2 very special players on this team. Lance Manalulea-Hua, I know I butchered that. Sorry, Lance, I still love you. And Raymond Scott. Now, Lance and Raymond both lost parents last season, which could be the most difficult situation anyone can ever face. But despite their loss and with the support of the teammates before you and coaches, they persevered this season to become champions. I want to take a moment to dedicate this plaque that we're going to present to the city, from the City of Los Angeles to Narbonne High School in memory of the parents who they lost. And your championship victories are well-deserved, and I'm honored to represent you in Harbor City, and thank you for your strength. You've taught us so much. And this coach here before you, I would say the top coach in this high school football coach in the state of California, Manuel Douglas, who's taught these players the importance of faith, of family, of community, and communication not only within their sport and their team, but really bringing the character out of these young athletes, both on the field and what they do off the field in their community, is something that we want to honor you, Coach, for guiding these young men. So let's give Coach Manuel Douglas a round of applause and give him an opportunity to speak. Coach Douglas.
Thank you.
Welcome, Coach.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back. We've been very fortunate. We've been down here numerous times in the last 7 years or so. I want to make the point that it's not, yes, I am the head coach. I've been the head coach at Narbonne High School for 15 years. I've been a teacher as well. That same period of time, I have a special education classroom that I teach in, and it's not I'm not the reason. I'm the head coach, yes, and I get a lot of the credit, but I definitely get a lot of the criticism as well. But we've been very fortunate and blessed that we have a very strong administration. My athletic director, Kyla Berman, I need to thank her. We got a lot of very capable and conscientious coaches, and obviously we have some very good players. So overall, I'm very proud of the fact that not that we just won this year, that we've been very consistent over the last 10 years, actually, being in 9 of the last 10 city championships and winning 4 straight and 7 out of the last 8 and the 2 state championships. That's great. Those are nice things. We expect them as a program. But I think what we're most proud about is that every year we're able to get help kids continue their playing careers in college. And this year we had a very good class. We had 8 kids who were able to accept athletic scholarships, meaning that they were strong players on the field. But beyond that, more importantly, there were strong students in the classroom, and that's an important thing. So the schools such as Rutgers University, USC, Oregon State, Oregon, Arizona State University, Southern Utah, and Dixie State, those are the schools that our kids are going to this year. We still have a few more, hopefully, we're getting that will be able to extend their careers after a couple more weeks of continuing to work with them, try to get them out. But again, thank you very much. We're very pleased to be here. Real quick, I want to introduce Julian Lewis. Julian, Julian has something to present to you.
All right, Julian, you're on.
Hi,
Welcome.
how y'all doing today?
We're great.
I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Narbonne football team and our coaching staff. We appreciate you guys having us down here, and we would like to gift this helmet to the City Hall. All the varsity starters on the team signed this helmet, so we would like to gift this to the City Hall.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
All right. I know. This can go a long way, Mr. Gregorian. With that, colleagues, I'd like to, representing the school district, thanks, Julie, for that. I'd like to recognize Dr. Chris Downing to say a few words on behalf of the school district. Mr. Downing.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning. We'd like to thank Councilmember Buscaino for arranging this honoring of the Narbonne Gauchos. I'm proud to say that in the over 100 years of the Los Angeles Unified School District, only 2 teams have won a state championship. That's the Narbonne High School football team in 2015 and the Narbonne High School football team in 2017. We are extremely proud of these young men, the leadership of Coach Douglas and his entire staff, also the leadership of Principal Kobata. So on behalf of Superintendent Vivian Etienne and the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Education, we appreciate you bringing us here today. They have long been a treasure for the Los Angeles Unified School District, and we are happy that they are recognized today by the City of Los Angeles as a treasure as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Downing. And representing the school board member, Dr. Vladovic, help me welcome John Larson.
Good morning. First and foremost, we want to thank Councilmember Buscaino for helping put this presentation together, and to you, Mr. President, all the members of the council for all you do for the city of Los Angeles. You heard the stats. What an amazing team this is. So many city titles. We were here 2 years ago to recognize that this was the first LA City team in nearly a century to bring home a state title. And here we are again. There's so many things we could say about these athletes, but I think the statistic speaks for itself. We were watching the game, and it was pretty tough there that first half, 21-0. But I thought to myself, wait a minute, I've seen the script before. Where have I seen this? And I think you guys had your own 28-3 moment. Congratulations, you guys really pulled it out. So we had a chance to honor you at our board meeting not too terribly long ago. But again, to the players, to the coaching staff of this amazing football team, we wish again to congratulate you on behalf of Los Angeles Unified School District. Congratulations to all of you. It's a heck of an achievement. Yeah. Carry this forward the rest of your lives.
That's right. Hear, hear. So the plaque. We've got the plaque here. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, Council President Wesson, Mayor Garcetti, and all the City Council, we recognize the Narbonne High School 2017-18 varsity football team for their 2 amazing victories, bringing home not only the city championship, but the state championship. Congratulations. We love you. All right. Look at Betsy here. Right over here. Come together, guys. Come together. All right. Thank you, Mr. President.
No, thank you, guys. So look, Coach, we'll see you next year.
Well, that's our plan. We'll see.
I'm so busy.
Mr. O'Farrell,
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like item 13 forthwith, please.
without objection. Okay, could we have Mr. Wright come forward? Items 1, item 22, and I believe general public comment. Yes, sir.
Good morning, council members. Daniel Wright of the Law Office of Daniel Wright. Initially, I'd like to object to the posting of an amending motion without any opportunity to comprehend it or formulate useful public input. Number one on today's regular meeting agenda is consideration of a proposed amendment of the municipal code related to planning fees. Somehow, this city considers a land use or environmental appeal to be a service rendered by the city. On this basis, the CAO has proposed increasing appeal fees tens of thousands of dollars. But land use appeals are a fundamental governmental function, not a discretionary service of this council. In 1999, the voters changed the charter to create area planning commissions. Their very purpose is to hear quasi-judicial land use appeals. If appeal fees are raised out of reach of the average people and businesses in this city, area planning commissions will be at risk of having no business to conduct except rare appeals by developers. Public input often improves real estate projects, and this council is handsomely paid in part to hear them. Appeal fees in the city of South Pasadena are $50. That is a non-trivial amount, but it does support its citizens to be heard and to protect their interests. Will this city follow that example in the coming months? Time will tell. As to item number 22, I wanted to observe that this contract donates public property for $1. And I would encourage the city to look more closely at these giveaways to entities and to make sure there is true public interest. Here, there's a very valid purpose of the organization, but we've seen other examples of $1 giveaways that are questionable.
Okay, it's 1 minute.
General public comment. Daniel Wright on the behalf of the Law Office of Daniel Wright. Council members, I rise today to object to the pernicious practice embodied in Council Rule number 34 of city officials developing typewritten resolutions or motions to amend items of business prior to the posting of the regular or special meeting agenda for your meetings, and then withholding release of that amending resolution or motion until the item of business is called on the meeting agenda. There is only one purpose for this practice: to avoid transparency and opportunity for public knowledge of the change to action until seconds or minutes before the council votes to approve the item. If there is an intent of the City Council to amend proposed legislation or business, such written amendments ought to be released prior to committee consideration or at least prior to the posting of the meeting agenda so that the public can participate. This chamber ought to be a temple of democracy, not a mockery of democracy.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Okay, members, let's vote. Mr. Clerk, on item 1, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.